You never quite know when it's going to be a good day or a bad day out on the water, but one way to try and help improve the chances of having a good day while you're out there is trying to make sure you have the right tools for the job when you get out there and boating, but that's easier said than done, and today we're going to discuss a little about that. Welcome back, crew, to this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. Now, having the correct tool for the job in boating is a lot harder than you might think, because you never know what's going to happen out there, and of course you've got limited space on the boat, so you can't carry every tool in the arsenal with you every time you go boating, so sometimes you gotta make stuff up on the fly, but other times you should have the correct tool. Such as in this situation, the guy that's jumping on this boat actually fell off that boat. Had he been wearing the correct tool, such as the safety kill switch lanyard, that boat would have just stopped, but our guy got lucky. Somebody was able to pick him up and actually get him back onto the vessel. But this is just one of those situations, again, if you're using the right tool for the job, it would have never happened. Another one of those situations where you should always have the right tool in the boat is going to be docking. You should always have some lines, some fenders, and maybe a boat hook, which is one of my favorite tools, and that might save you from having to make the stretch we just saw right there. And then, of course, in towing, you always want to make sure you have the correct tools for this job as well. Trailers have different ball sizes, so you always want to make sure that you've got the correct hitch for the trailer you plan on towing. And then, of course, on top of that, always make sure you use all the tools in your arsenal. The trailer's got safety chains on it, go ahead and put those on the truck and use them. They're there for a reason. Sometimes having the right tool for the job actually means having the correct boat for the job. So let's say you decide you're going to head out offshore in your little 19-foot boat, but you got 5-foot seas. Is that a good idea? Probably not. Let me know in the comments if you would go out in those conditions, because to me that sounds just like a pounding like this guy takes. Now, another tool you probably should have in your arsenal out there on the boat is going to be some sort of GPS navigation. There really is no excuse for this one anymore. Everybody's got a phone, and there are many cheap apps or free ones you can download that will offer assistance in this as well. And then, of course, another proper piece of equipment is going to be that life jacket. Anytime you're going out there on the water, it doesn't matter what kind of vessel you're on, you should absolutely have one. Another tool you should have in your arsenal is just following the rules, and the basic rule in boating is never approach anything any faster than you're willing to hit it. Now, another tool you probably should have in the arsenal is going to be an anchor. This is something that'll be needed when you and your crew decide you want to go out there and enjoy a day on the sandbar. Now, if you don't have an anchor, don't worry, there are other ways to take care of this. One, you can use a friend as an anchor, or two, just flip the boat over, then you don't have to worry about it going anywhere anyway. But one thing's for sure, you definitely want to find a way to secure the boat, because nothing stinks more than getting out there trying to enjoy a day and all of a sudden realizing your boat's not as secure as you once thought it was. So now, after anchoring or setting your boat up, you've enjoyed your day on the beach and it's time to get back off that beach. Now, what kind of tools might you need in this situation? Well, there's several different ways to approach it. Step one, you could approach it like this, crew. Go ahead and have your friend get off on the beach and then try and get back on the boat. But of course, a tool that might be extremely helpful in this situation is going to be some sort of boarding ladder or something that can assist somebody getting back onto the boat. Now, another method that might help in this is using one of the easiest tools you're going to have in your arsenal, which is your boat. That's right, it's got a motor. If somebody barely pushes you off the beach and you've got plenty of depth behind you, it's easier for them to climb back onto the boat in shallow water. So all they have to do is break the boat free. Then you can use the motor of your vessel to go ahead and back off once they've gotten back onto the boat. Now, another method you'll see sometimes is the person who pushes the boat off the beach will actually physically turn the boat around and board on the stern. If you do this, though, just make sure the motor's not running until the person's on the boat. Another tool you might need is making sure your trailer is properly fitted for your boat. If you try and load onto a trailer that isn't, things can go wrong. Now, some other tools you may want in your arsenal will be if you guys enjoy water sports, getting out there and having a good time. If so, you're going to want to have the toys and the ropes that are all needed to get this job done. Now, of course, having a boat does make it easier as well, but according to this, you don't really need one. You can find other ways to get the job done. And one of the final tools you're going to need if you're getting out there on the water is going to be, well, one, a captain or somebody who has some sort of skills on driving a boat. If you get out there and you've never been on a vessel and you've got nobody with you who's ever been on a boat, you're probably going to run into some troubles, as you're not going to know exactly what to do when you're out there. So one of the tools I would tell you to go ahead and enlist is going to be trying to find either a captain your first time you go out who may be willing to go with you and kind of show you the ropes, or find somebody you know who either owns a boat or has been boating for quite a bit of time in their life. Ask them if you can go out with them on their boat to try and learn the ropes, or see if they'd be willing to come with you on yours just to kind of show you how things go. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. Just like Jacob Villanobos, Jake Knotts, JFT Howell 84, Adam Coolidge, Boyden Soldier, Borden Jealous, Clean Wave Detailing, Fisherman Supply, and X Camera did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe subscribe button here.